right, moving right along with another BLACKPINK video. Yeah, I really thought there was an interesting contrast between the first track and the second track that I heard, but I still enjoyed it all around. This is BLACKPINK with Lovesick Girls.
영원한 밤 천은 넘는 방에 우리를 가둔 love. What can we say? 매번 아파도 외치는 love. 다치고 망가져도 난 뭘 믿고 버티는 거야. 어차피 떠나면 상처 조성이 채로 미워하게 될걸. 끝장을 보기 전 끝낼 순 없어. 이 아픔을 기다린 것처럼. 아마 다 잠깐일지도 몰라. 우리 무얼 찾아서 헤매는 걸까. But I don't care. Do it over and over. 내 세상 속에 너만 있으면 돼. We are the lovesick girls. 네 맘대로 내 사랑을 끝낼 순 없어. We are the lovesick girls. 이 아픔 없이 난 아무 의미가 없어. But we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. But why we still looking for love? No love letters, no X notes, no love, never my exes, nope. No diamond rings that's set in stone. To the left, better left alone. Didn't wanna be a princess, I'm priceless. A prince not even on my list. Love is a drug that I quit. No doctor could help when I'm lost. 아마 다 잠깐일지도 몰라. 우리 뭘 찾아서 헤매는 걸까. 불안한 내 눈빛 속에 널 담아. 아프더라도 너만 있으면 돼. We are the lovesick girls. 네 맘대로 내 사랑을 끝낼 순 없어. We are the lovesick girls. 이 아픔 없이 난 아무 의미가 없어. But we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. But why we still looking for love? 사랑은 숲이는 falling. 사랑은 killing your darling. 아프다 아프면 또 탄탄해. 네 겁없는 떨림. 들리지 않아 what you say. 이 아픔이 난 행복해. 나를 불쌍해하는 네가 내 눈엔 더 불쌍해. 네 맘대로 내 사랑을 끝낼 순 없어. We are the lovesick girls. 이 아픔 없이 난 아무 의미가 없어. Lovesick girls. 모두 결국 떠나가고. Lovesick girls. 내 눈물이 묻혀져도. Lovesick girls. 아프고 또 아파도. Lovesick girls. But we're still looking for love.
Another one of those clean endings there. This was an interesting sort of I don't know, it had little bits of different styles and different feels, you know. But I think it begins with like the more hip hop rap style, and then it goes into that very good, like minor sounding guitar progression, and then it even, like during the chorus, it almost sounds like there's a little bit of synth wave going on in the bass line. And the top percussion, you know, you get that little like hat that's just going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And So it's kind of moving through different styles with things that, I mean, the rap part sounds fairly modern. The guitar progression comes in, and when the acoustic part is playing, that sounds a little bit like a nod to some earlier stuff, maybe even like 80s stuff. And then an electric guitar comes in and starts to double it, and that starts to sound more like 90s rock era. And then once you finally reach the chorus, it's sounding very contemporary, very modern now. So a cool arrangement as far as that goes. That was rather, it went fast. It felt like it was like over quickly. It was about average time, but it felt like it was like quicker. It had kind of a little bit of that like 2010s feel to it, like the early like 2010 to 2012-ish, like 13-ish, somewhere around there. But it was good. Let me see. Let's see if anything stands out in particular. So that guitar has like a reverse tape effect on it, which is why it kind of sounds like it's going backwards, depending on how you strum those chords, the kind of attack you use, it'll either come in like sooner or later. But it has this reverse tape delay effect on it that always sounds very nostalgic, So kind of like with this imagery too, it's a little bit obscure, overexposed, right? It's a little bit like not quite defined. But a cool use of the effect on the opening guitar strum. Fairly modern rhythm. Straight 4. Very, very nice rhythm on this part. More like a early 90s sounding guitar pattern. Then this comes in, the electric guitar doubles. It might even be a plugin. That electric guitar sounds weird unless it's just like plugins, like it's run through a bunch of plugins or whatever. But a nice little build up from contrasting timbres, different sounds coming from different types of instruments. And it might not necessarily be a thing about what time, or decade it was or whatever. It's just the contrast between the sounds, really, that's important. But it does it in a way that builds up to this chorus part. And then I hear the little, pulsing synthwave bass going on. And some more of that synth sort of percussive sound. It sounds like it's just outlining the chords over it. A little bit of reverb. And it just sounds very modern. It sounds very contemporary. The harmonizing on the chorus part is what sounds a little early 2010s to me. So there's this sort of like a nostalgic quality, right, to a very sort of upbeat song. So it's a bit of a juxtaposition. It's a bit of a contradiction there. And the lyrics, anyways, seem to be pretty, like, kind of dark, for an upbeat kind of song. And the way that the lyric goes, they're talking about being in all of this pain and all this agony, but then they're like, but that's just the way it is, right? So it's a bit of a little subversion there. But, I dig it. I could dig the idea. It's cool. Let's see.
No love, never my exes, no diamond rings that's set in stone. To the left, better left alone. Didn't wanna be a princess, I'm priceless. A prince not even on my list. Love is a drug that I quit. No doctor could help when I'm lost. 아마다 잠깐일지도 몰라. 우리 뭘 찾아서 헤매는 걸까. 불안한 내 눈빛 속에 널 담아. 아프더라도 너만 있으면 돼. We are the lovesick girls. 네 맘대로 내 사랑을 끝낼 순 없어. We are the lovesick girls. 이 아픔 없이 난 아무 의미가 없어. But we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. Yeah, we were born to be alone. But why we still looking for love?
See, it's like we were born to be alone and go through all this, but we're still gonna do it. I mean, good. That's a fun song. It's a little bit of like I said, a little bit of a juxtaposition, but made up of contrasting elements, which is the significant part of it. Very nostalgic sort of scenes also that are going on. Yeah, it just sort of reminds me of certain other videos, like 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins or something like that. The imagery is what I'm referring to. I know, they were just like running around having a time at the gas stations and just very urban, very sort of contemporary, very modern, very young also, like just young stuff. So it seems nostalgic.
사랑은 slipping and falling. 사랑은 killing your darling. 아프다 아프면 또 탄탄해. 네 겁없는 떨림. 들리지 않아 what you say. 이 아픔이 난 행복해. 나를 불쌍해 하는 네가 내 눈엔 더 불쌍해. 네 맘대로 내 사랑을 끝낼 순 없어. We are the lovesick girls. 이 아픔 없이 난 아무 의미가 없어. Lovesick girls. 모두 결국 떠나가고. Lovesick girls. 내 눈물이 묻혀져도. Lovesick girls. 아프고 또 아파도. Lovesick girls. But we're still looking for love.
Nice going out on the vocal part right there. You know what I mean? Like just having that sustain over. Because you just have the vocal and some type of guitar part that's just doing the rhythm. That's the only thing that's holding up the bass or the chord at the end there. And then you just have that one sort of vocal line that's going over it, maybe doubled. But it'd be the same voice. Like there's a little bit of reverb on it, so. But BLACKPINK, again, a totally different feel. a little bit closer to the Ready for Love, but that had much different rhythms going on, like a whole different sort of scheme with the rhythm, so it was different. And then it wasn't at all like the last track either. But there were elements of different styles in this one song. It was like I said, nostalgic, a bit of juxtaposition of concepts. I think the vocal work was very strong on this one. Overall in the track. Like I said, the Ready for Love video, I feel like the vocals really carry that track, and this one is the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing that isn't a criticism at all. It's what they do. So but they sounded good. Another good track from the K-pop girl groups. That was a win. BLACKPINK Lovesick Girls.